Welcome back again on my YouTube channel. Today is Wednesday, the 11th of December 2024. How many more days to go before the year comes to an end? I think it's barely, how many? 10 days is going to be 22nd, or almost 19 days, and this year will be gone. And we forget about 2024. And it's been a very rough year in terms of your relationships, in terms of whoever you've been up with. On Monday, we had the Monday talk. Yesterday, Tuesday, we had the political conversation. And today, on Wednesday, we are having another amazing conversation, which we are just going to baptize as the show progresses. So every Monday now, we'll be having Monday talk. Tuesday will just be political. If you want to be liberal, democratic, someone with freedom, whatever party that you align yourself with, let's meet on Tuesdays. And on Wednesday, which we are going to baptize today, this is the first Wednesday. And before I get to reveal the name, let's just get in the conversations. And then by the time we finish the conversation, we'll come up with a proper name and we'll say, today we've baptized this show for this part of the week as so and so, just like when a child is born. You see, when you give birth to a child, or when your wife gives birth to a child, what do you guys do? You sit down now, the father of the child comes up with a name, if he's a reasonable person, if he's still in the picture. Yeah, he comes up with a name and he says, this child will be called, let's say, Monday, the same way I called my child. So Monday is one of my sons. Now he'll be Monday. Tuesday, political. So on Wednesday, when this child is born today, this is very fast conversation. We are going to give him the name as well. So he becomes part of the family. And you also, who's listening to me, you haven't been part of this family. If you have not subscribed, you're not liking up the video, because yeah, we are creating a family here. So you are the uncles and the cousins and everything. So the days are my children. So I'll have 6 children. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So now you'll be the uncles, the aunties, the cousins, the nephews, and all these things. You are going to be part of this family here. So how do you become a member of the family? Just by you subscribing, liking the video, and share the conversation to whoever might want to listen to the conversation. And we'll grow a family. Then we'll get, by the end of 2025, now I'm going to be a granddad, because the kids will have already grown up, fully grown. They don't rely on me on anything. And now they'll start coming up to me with as they grow up, they will come to me now. Monday will come and be like, Dad, you know what? I now have a girlfriend. And when she comes to me now, telling me that, Dad, I have a girlfriend, and I will have many questions to ask. Okay, so how did you meet with your girlfriend that you're coming to present to me? Now I'll sit there like this, very, very pious, closer to Jesus and God. And then I'll ask questions. How did you meet this girl? Oh, Dad, we were going to college together and all that. And then, okay, so who's her father? Who's her mother? And she'll be like, yes, her father is a carpenter somewhere, and the mother sells tomatoes I mean, at the market. Okay. Now this is an African setting. I'm just creating this setting, and you all come with me, and then let's see where this goes. So the father is a carpenter, and the mother sells tomatoes at the show. I mean, at the market in Kawangware or in Kangemi, whichever place in the world where these people are. Okay, and now how old is she? She's 19. Now Monday is talking to me. She's 19. Okay, and how old are you again? Because anyway, we fathers, we don't remember the age of our children. So how old are you again? Dad, have you forgotten? Remind me. I'm 21. I'm like, yeah, that's reasonable. First of all, it has to be within the reasonable age gap. So Monday has presented the girl. Where's the father? The father is here. The mother is here. Now my next question is going to be, do the father and the mother live together or are they separated? If they are separated already, I start having a question mark, right? I'm just, okay, they are separated. What could lead to this separation and all that? That's number one. Okay, that they live together and everyone goes their way in the morning and in the evening they come back together. Okay. Is the girl educated? Does she go to school? Yes, dad. I mean, me and her, we go to school together. Another tick. Uh, so, what are your intention with this girl? Are you just dating for fun, or is it the girl that you want to be with now for the rest of your life? And now Monday will just be there talking to me, uh, Dad. I think she's a very good one, and I'll give my blessings. And now one day my Monday is going to invite this girl to the family, and yeah, I'll set up a dinner in this family now. Set up a very good dinner with them, and then I will call Monday. Monday will be there. The girlfriend will be there. Let's give her the name Janet. Janet is going to be sitting down there, and then now we'll start sharing, having a meal, and then yeah. Oh, so Janet, how are you? Yeah, I'm very fine, Dad. Blah blah blah. She still be blushing there, and Monday is just giving her the small kicks to the side. Don't worry, don't worry. And so he's just encouraging Janet, and Janet will be there. So Janet, how is your dad? Yeah, my dad is good. Okay. Now as I prompt into asking her questions, be like, so what does your dad do? Yes, my dad is a carpenter and all that. Okay, and then just prompt in a very technical way, just bring in a conversation and ask, what do you guys see yourself, or how do you see this relationship going? And she will say things here and there, and then prompting the question, do you have brothers? And then she's like, oh yeah, I do have two brothers. And what are they doing? Or, oh, one of them is a deadbeat, if she wants to reveal that. Or she might say, yeah, one of them abandoned the girlfriend and he's full of shit. My brother's this, my brother's that. And so now you're taking the keynotes here. She's talking already ill will about her brother. Some of them, they'll talk even ill will about their dad. Oh, my dad didn't do this to me because blah 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 blah. So gentlemen, if now when my son comes to present anything to me and they say my dad didn't do this to me, my dad didn't do this to me, or she disrespect people, especially if Monday presents, or my son now presents to me a child or a girl that is very disrespectful to men, then I've already seen the first China big red flag. And I should be very much conscious of that because unless I'm able to understand, okay, it's a very big red flag when you have a girl or your son or you meet any other girl, not necessarily your son, it doesn't have to be your son, but when you meet a lady that is very very disrespectful to men, it could be her dad, it could be her uncles, her brothers, then son, you already have an assurance that she is also likely to be disrespectful to you when you are not doing things as per how she wants them to be done. So if my son was to come to me and I see some signs of disrespect in this girl that my son is presenting to me, then definitely I'm going to say there is a big problem here, and I'll call my son out. So these are the tricks that this is the information that I should be able to pass to my son and tell him, look at these signs. You're talking to a girl, and this girl is always talking ill about her dad. Oh, my dad abandoned my mom, and I really don't like him. Oh, I hate him. Having this hatred for men just because life took a whole different turn. It is a big red flag. It is a big red flag. And I was having a conversation here the other day with a family friend, and he said to me, because I was sat there, me, my father was there, and we were just having this conversation. And this family friend, he just said to me, he said it casually, it's like, For me, I would consider it as a red flag if, or I'll not consider being with a girl whose parents are not together. And I was like, no, hold on a second. Did he just say that? And the guy, he repeated it. It's like, I will not prioritize such kind of a relationship. And I prompted and I asked, uh, why would you say that? Because anyway, very often, be the person that asks questions rather than being the person that is always agreeing with the things that are being said to you. So, and I asked him, why would you do something like that? Why would you do that? He's like, Chris, here's the thing. If I get with a girl who comes from a single parent household, I am more likely now to step in to be the father and to lead this girl in a certain direction. I have no problem with that. But his main problem was this girl has never seen how a woman or how someone should be submitting to a man. Therefore, it's going to be a bit difficult for him to be able to handle all the pressures that comes with dealing with this girl. So he was like, Chris, I'm not really going to be comfortable doing that. And now I understood him. So you have a girl that, first of all, does not respect men. Then again, she comes from a family that does not. I mean, a single parent household family. And don't get me wrong, some are very, very good and they know, okay, fine, this and this and this and this is what it takes for a man, or I need to respect a man like this and this and this. There are those families, though they could be very, very few. And for the parents that raise these kind of families, they have to be very strict. And also they have to be educational to their children. So that's the conversation that I had with the brother here. And he really convinced me with the idea that unless this category and this is met, it's going to be difficult for me to do that. So, gentlemen, watch out on some of these things. If the family is broken, probably it's going to be a bit difficult. I'm not saying that it cannot work. It can work perfectly, but it's going to be a bit challenging in the long run, if that makes sense to you. The other thing I said, if a girl has been unfaithful in the past, chances are she's also likely to be unfaithful again, even when she's with you. So I'll actually recommend all that you have to do is, excuse me, all that you have to do is check her past carefully. Learn her past and understand how did she behave in the previous relationship that she had. If she was very faithful in the previous relationship that she had, then chances are she's also going to be faithful in this one. But if there is any signs of her cheating in the previous relationship and why it ended, then you're also likely just to face the exact same thing. And then someone might ask, but Chris, maybe people change. Yes, people change. But why would you want to consider yourself to become like Jesus? Jesus is the one that changes these people. So if someone has had a behavior of something in the past, they are also likely to have that behavior in the present. In the past, the only difference is in the past they were caught. And now you think, of course, they'll become more cleverer. So they'll know how to hide things properly now. And they will be more cautious so that you never even suspect it, even at one single moment in your life. So, gentlemen, it's very important you check at the behavior as the great Americs, one of the most intriguing masculine coaches that we have out there in the world of manosphere, especially in Africa. As he's always said, brother, go and dig her past, scrutinize her past. If she's cheated before, then she's also likely to cheat. And look, here's the thing. Someone who smokes cigarette, if I smoke cigarettes, then I stop. I can stop completely and never go back to it. But that does not mean that the temptation when I'm hanging out with my mates, that does not mean that the temptation of me trying again another cigarette is gone. That temptation will always be there. So the same even with a girl that has been cheating, or even gentlemen. Sometimes men also cheat, but men don't cheat. And men, we don't cheat. We just explore our options. So be out on the look for this behavior that is always around, because anyway, the red flags should never be ignored. If she told you, I cheated under these circumstances because he cheated and I wanted to revenge, then if she ever even finds you just flirting, or if she ever suspects something in her mind, because anyway, sometimes these women can just create their own things. If she ever suspects anything like that, she's going to revenge on you also by doing what? By doing exactly what she does best. So, brother, she is going to cheat on you as well. Number 3, these outgoing girls that are always in the club, girls that are always drinking alcohol uncontrollably, it's a big red flag. I don't think I need to really say much about that, because I remember in my second year at the university, we had this girls. I mean, it was a group of girls that will go out there and they drink, and every time they drank, they had like, okay, I will go back and either to their boyfriend, sometimes if they are loyal, and the ones who are single, it was this weekend here, the other weekend here, the other weekend there, and the other weekend there. So it is a big red flag, especially these club going girls. Some of them, I'm not saying, and also I don't want to be the person that paints all of them with one brush, but some of them, they've learned the art of knowing, okay, I'll go club, and after club, I'll go home. Some of them, they just go to unwind there. Nothing wrong with that. But if you get now those ones that, bro, it's a must every other day. They must go to the club. Every weekend they're in this club, either they're at Chana in Ngong Road in Nairobi, or they are at Savannah, or they are at Grills, whatever, any other club. If they just jump from one club to another, I mean, in one night they'll go to 3 or 4 clubs, and then at 5 in the morning they'll come back. It's a big red flag, because now let's try to be a bit realistic. The mother of your child is always jumping from one club to another. Brother, where do you want to take that? Is that something that is going to be a viable option to you? Is that something that is going to be successful? Does that even look as like something that can be successful in the long run? I don't think so. So, gentlemen, all this club going, some women are just good, and you should not feel guilty if she's been having this behavior and you call it out, because anyway, you might meet her maybe on a Friday or Saturday afternoon. You meet her on the street and you find her maybe a very attractive girl. You talk to her and you're like, oh yeah, I'd like to know you a bit more, so why don't we meet for a coffee? And you plan a date and everything. And as you're just getting to know each other, you pose in the question, can we go clubbing? or can we go to a restaurant, tea, coffee, whatever, as we get to catch up? Yeah, she might be like, okay, fine. Uh, and she goes. And you try just to keep the vibe going, vibe going, vibe going. Then she stays there, and she's not even rushing to go home. It's the first encounter that you are having with this lady, and she's not even rushing to go back home. That's already a massive, big red flag. Because anyway, how come she does not have the time that she knows? I've hung out with this gentleman for maybe an hour or two. He's a vibe, but she should know when to stop and say, hey, Chris, you know what? It's been really nice hanging out with you. But my dad has given me a time to be at home. And what time is it? Sometimes it's 9 o'clock, 9:30. Or the dad could be like, by 10 o'clock, everyone must be in my house. But then she stays with you, and because you're trying it, okay, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Then by the time you're like, yeah, I need to go home, we've hung out enough. And she's like, now can we go home together? Nothing wrong going home together with a girl, but on a first date or even on a second date. Therefore, gentlemen, you have to be very, very careful with these club going women. Because anyway, very often, anyone that has been to the club, I think the last time I was in the club was here in England. The last time I was in the club was before COVID. That was in 2019. That's when I was in the club, and it was a cousin's birthday. I found myself in a club, and my mind was just, bro, I had a headache for the last 3 days. So it's not something that that is attractive. Going to club, jumping from one place to another. No, no, no. It's not attractive at all. Not at all. Number four, if she has, mark this, too many tattoos, too many piercings, bro, that's a very big red flag. And why am I saying this? We cannot necessarily paint everyone with the same brush, but very often, girls who have too many tattoos and too many piercings, bro, Kibe has always been saying this. For those of you who don't know Kibe, Andrew Kibe, he's always been saying this. The more tattoo she has, that means pain, the pain that she's been through in her life, the pain of, I don't know, maybe a couple of abortions, the pain of relationship failures, the pain of being rejected by probably her baby daddies. All these things are the things that amount to the pain that this woman has gone through. So, with all, look at the prominent people that we have in the world today. And I'll say prominent, probably I'll put someone that I like. Who do I like? Let's say the daughter of the former president of Kenya, Ngina Kenyatta. Or let's say maybe the royals, the elite of the society. Most of them, bro, they don't allow even their kids. Even Donald Trump has said to his sons, and this is a billionaire, no tattoos. It's just something that I think probably the peasants, the lower class citizens, are the one who are covering themselves with tattoos. Some will tell you, yeah, it's for decoration. No, it's fucking not for decoration. There's nothing decorative about you piercing your body. Imagine a woman will go and remove her chest, her breasts are just out there, and she opens it up to another man for 2 or 3 hours, and this man will just be holding it and, yes, moving it left, right, and center. Some of them, bro, they go even to the extent of having these tattoos down there on their private part, on their thighs, on their ass, on their backs, everywhere on their body. Then you want to take this and keep it in your house and say, yes, I've won a lottery. There's no lottery that you've won there, brother. And by the way, they're also a sign of pain in the sense that every time they look at it, they're like, it still reminds them of that pain. Some of this pain, they're pains that will last with them for the rest of their lives. That's why they will go pierce themselves all over the place. She will have a bull ring. She will have maybe all her ears pierced. Then she'll go probably also dye her hair with different colors, like God knows what. And then the tattoos. Bro, with these tattoos, it comes with pain. There's a girl that I know of, every time she gets it. I mean, she's in a relationship, she breaks up, she goes and she gets a tattoo. However, there are those ones who just get it for the pressure that they get from their peers, peer pressure. Some of them, peer pressure is what just sends them to go and have these tattoos. And they stay there. They do it. Yeah, they just did it for fun. And their life goes on. But the very vast majority of women who have these tattoos, it is pain and trauma. Here in England, I've had a conversation with some ladies with tattoos. Some of them, they've accepted, yeah, this one is for pain. And they're like, yeah, when I lost my parent, when I lost my dog, when I lost my cat, I went and I had a tattoo, whatever. So it's all pain that sends these women to go and have a tattoo. One of my girlfriends came to me and she was like, Chris, I just want to get a small tattoo. I was like, what pain are you dealing with? She's like, no, I just want a small one somewhere here. I was like, tell me the pain. What pain are you dealing with? And I think that was the end of that conversation. She knew that, yeah, the moment you have a tattoo, I'm not interested. Though there are those ones also who are the realest people. So you cannot judge until if someone will be very honest with you, they'll tell you, yes, I had this tattoo because of pain. But some of the realest people that you are also going to meet, they're also people covered in tattoos. So it's up to you to distinguish. Is this one, are they going to be genuine enough and tell you, yes, I had this tattoo because of A, B, C, and D? Or are they going to be just another bunch of flyers that will not tell you why they decided to go and pierce their body that much? And men, we really don't want to be looking at all these small, tiny things because you're like, oh yeah, I know this, but let me try and beat nature. Bro, nature is unbeatable. You might think that you are clever enough, but you're not clever enough to outsmart nature. So that's what most of you think. Oh yeah, my girlfriend is just going to have another tattoo or some of these things. No, no, brother, you find one. Take your distance as you get to learn step by step, step by step. If you meet one that has a tattoo, bro, take time. Take your time. Don't rush into nothing. Don't let the sex be the thing that will blindfold you so that you don't look at other things. Observe the red flags. Observe them very, very carefully. Take your time. Anyway, the world is not ending. We are here. If it takes you 2, 3, 4, 6 months observing a girl that you want to go out with, there's nothing wrong with that. You're not rushing anyway, kings. Brothers, you have all the time that you can achieve some of these things. Number 5, bro, a bunch of female friends that your girlfriend is keeping around, you should be very, very wary of them. Because, bro, that's the committee. Every girl has a committee. It doesn't matter. It could be a committee of one person, it could be a committee of 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, but every other girl has a committee. And in this committee, now I'll tell you the exact same thing that happens. inside these committees because, bro, I've had a girlfriend and she was revealing to me the things that her friends were telling her about the relationship that me and her were having. She's like, Chris, the day I accepted you, it's the committee that told me, yes, he looks like a very good guy. And the day that we broke up, and this was still back in the days before I could have even, before I understood some of these things and the dynamics that operate with this girls' circle that they form around them. Bro, and 99% of the time, this friendship is not real. If one of them gets in a relationship and two of them, let's say maybe there's a group of five, four of them are single and one is in a relationship. But do you know the amount of pressure that these four are going to put on their friend for them to abandon the relationship? Bro, that amount of pressure is crazy. Oh, no, no, no. You see, did Chris just told you that? Did he not pick up your phone call? Did he not respond to your message immediately when you wanted a response from him? But they make a big deal out of it and then they're like, no, no, this guy, I think this guy is cheating. But they start planting that seed slowly by slowly, slowly by slowly. And before you come to the realization of it, your girl is telling you, you are cheating on me. Bro, and the way these girls become so paranoid, bro, she will create the whole narrative, you're cheating on me, blah, blah, blah. You might not even be cheating, but she will create it. And her friends, the committee will decide just one day, Brian, you're being dumped. Bro, Brian is left and never to be seen again. Brian is completely abandoned. Bro, and once Brian is abandoned, he's abandoned completely and never ever to recover again from the loss of that relationship. So now you start wondering, how did Brian get it wrong this time? Bro, even for married women, that's the exact same thing. A married woman who still maintains a circle of unmarried friends, bro, that's why, for me, if I see a lot of potential with a girl in a relationships, a girl that we could be with and whatever, bro, I measure the committee that she has around her. And you all, I've always encouraged you here to read books. You know what has to be done. You have to crush your enemies totally because for that relationship to succeed, it's either the committee must be destroyed or your relationship will be destroyed. So it's up to you now, you decide. Either you keep the committee or you destroy it. So it's entirely up to you now to decide what you're going to do. Bro, me, I've had a girlfriend and the committee was so powerful. Sometimes I think her committee will just tell you go and create drama. And she'll come to my hostel on campus and she'll create drama just out of the blue. And then later on, she comes and apologizes. I studied these patterns. Then I was like, very often when she goes and hang out with her friends, she comes up with this drama. You know what I did? I decided to go after the committee. And you have to do it in a very, very well calculated move. For me, I also started planting things in her head. But up to today, they are no longer friends. Though the relationship is long gone. And that's what you gentlemen should also be doing. If you're married and your wife is just frequently having these friends of yours, create interest in that one of her friend. But that friend will never step in the house. She will never step in that house again. But if you start telling her, no, 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 abandon this, no, 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 bro, create friends with that girl and create some very good interest. Bro, the friendship will die. And if they must meet, bro, they'll be meeting far away from you. So the committee must be destroyed. And sometimes, by the way, this committee can also be her own family members. You go and marry a girl who's, let's say, she's the third born in a family of 11. She has maybe 6 older sisters and God knows how many younger sisters and brothers. Let's say maybe she has 4 older sisters, 3 younger brothers, and whatever, 4 plus 3 plus 1, that's 8. Maybe, and also 3 younger brothers. Bro, if all her older sisters are at home and married with baby daddies from different men, do you think, even if this one is innocent, do you think she's going to get proper advice from her older sisters? No, she will not. So I actually suggest it's much better for you to do this. Tell them, take the girl that if you really have to have this girl, take her. And bro, if let's say you live in Kenya, bro, go live with this girl, probably in Uganda or Tanzania or somewhere where it's just phone calls. And because they're going to get busy anyway, they're not going to be calling her all the time. For them to start planting things in her head. That's how you destroy the committee. Because this committee is, you guys think is just her friends. It could be also it could be her family relatives. So, gentlemen, the committee must always be destroyed. Just the same way Donald Trump is going to destroy the deep state, you also should destroy the committee that your woman is keeping around. Otherwise, your head is the next one on the chopping board. It sounds very crazy when I say this. But I look at marriages all over the place. What's happening to marriage in the society today? Because our women, they go and they listen to people. But there's only 2 people who can advise a woman properly. 2. Number 1 is either her father. And you remember when I was telling you about you finding a girl that knows how to respect her father? It's either her father or number 2, her brother. Those are the only 2 people that could possibly give a woman a proper advice when it comes to relationship or when it comes to these life decisions. Those are the only 2 people that she should be listening to. She goes and listens to some other next guy, to her male best friend. Of course, and you should know this by now, that I don't like the whole idea of you have a girlfriend and then your girlfriend has like a male best friend somewhere. No. I don't subscribe to that kind of theories and ideas, because anyway, they don't work. They don't really work. I've been a best friend and I know the fact that we as male best friend do. And now I'm no longer best friend. It's either, yes, we are having a thing, or you're an acquaintance. I don't have female best friend. Don't come and say, oh yeah, Chris, you're my bestie. No, shut the fuck up. I'm not your best friend and I don't want to be. Just leave me alone. So if your girlfriend also is still telling you, oh, you know, he's a very, James is just a very good guy. No. If you have a girlfriend and she's telling you that she's going to keep her male best friend, brother, I think it's high time you should start packing your things and get the fuck out of here. Because these male best friends, all that we do is, yeah, bro, your girls are ours. And even James, if James hasn't gotten it, bro, the day you annoy her, she'll go to James, cry, and in a way of consoling her and encouraging her, bro, James will get it. So, gentlemen, how many points did I? It was just 1 point, but is driven as the committee must be destroyed. Otherwise, and these committees, and now the worst kind of committees are those ones where there's 3 girls and maybe 2 boys. They call themselves the 5 besties. Oh, and then your girl is among those ones. Hey. And you're just thinking, yeah, I have a girlfriend. No, bro, you have nothing. You absolutely have nothing. Because anyway, these guys that are just hanging around her like this, those are the ones that, yeah, when the time comes, they will say hello to your garden. Also, another bunch of big red flag, bro. Me, if there's anything that I fear, bro, I fear women that gives me some actions that are out of the world. Very careful with those ones as well. But anyway, how comes you know this too much, Jacqueline? You would think that Jacqueline is a porn star. Just be that one. I don't even need to explain to you anything because sometimes, and I was actually reading that thing in this book here. See, one of the books that inspires me a lot, especially with the red pill message. This is the one. You see how marked the book is. I mark it even with another book. My handkerchief is in there and everything is in there, bro. When it comes uh, to women who give you the out of the world sex experience, they always have a hidden agenda with them. They always do. They can claim that they don't, but they always do. And their hidden agenda is to like lock you with their ideas, with the sex that they get to give you. Then you'll never ever come out of that cocoon when you find yourself in that mix up. Coming out of that is extremely difficult. So it's actually better for you to be very careful with these women that, I mean, bro, if anything is too sweet, be very skeptical of it. But I mean, it's not really a red flag per se, but yeah, it is a red flag sometimes. Unless she's like a zero mileage and she's just athletic and she knows what she's supposed to be doing, yeah, then that can get a pass. But these ones that have been around the place, don't be excited too much about it, young man. No, don't. And finally, another big red flag now before we unveil, because we need to unveil the name of the conversation that we are having here today. The last red flag, and this I give it to you as a bonus before I get to go. If you find a girl that is putting her career ahead of her raising a family for you, or she's putting her career first before the role that the nature has given her of motherhood. So, bro, it's a big red flag because anyway, what she's going to do is probably she'll give birth to kids, give you beautiful children. However, the career will come as a priority and be willing to pass her kids on to someone else. And then you find yourself with children, and these children are being raised by maybe from 0 to 2 months, one house help, 2 to 6 months, the second. Bro, by the time the kid is like 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, the kid has gone through like 11 or 15 or 20 house helps. That's a massive red flag. So, gentlemen, as you look for a woman, look for a woman that, first of all, love kids. Don't. This one, I say it without fear of contradiction. Don't be with a girl that hates children. Because if she hates children, then she will do anything that she can to distance herself from from children. And to me, that's a very, very big red flag. Bro, to be honest, I don't really have anything else that I can add on this conversation. Now, this is the time that we all have been waiting for. The time where I get to baptize this conversation that we will be having every Wednesday. We are going to be here with this same information. This kind of conversation is what I'm going to be putting out for you here every Wednesday. What name should we give it? Red Pill Wednesday? Nah. Red Flags Wednesday? We'll just get to discuss the red flags. No. Bitter Truth Wednesday? No, I think I'll go with Red Flag Wednesday. Or Relationship Truth. I don't know what. I'll give it. But, gentlemen, it was nice having you all here on this Red Flag Wednesday. So, tomorrow on Thursday, we'll be meeting up again here for another amazing conversation. 6:45 UK time. I'll call it Red Flag Wednesday. And I'll see you all in the next one.